Hello and welcome back. Okay, I will go ahead and accept this contract. We are at Lugnestead once again. Our home away from home. The best home we know. Anyways, let's make some money here. So it's day 341. The next sacrifice might trigger at any moment. If it does, then we'll try to rush back to the tavern and get everyone as drunk as possible. Everyone who needs it, though. The cultists, of course, are content no matter what. Okay, so let's see here. Some raiders and one highwayman should be easy. So a leveling fight. Sven's armor is damaged. Randolph is damaged. I will leave Randolph out. Can any of you go into the front line? For this, maybe Hakon. Perhaps Baldwin, since I don't care if he lives or dies. Sure. And we'll bring in one leveler here. At least one. So let's bring in the wolf. And yeah, Sven's armor. So either Sven sits out completely or his armor sits out. Which one will it be? I guess we can... I shouldn't underestimate even these brigands here. I don't think. So I can do this. I can leave Vander out for Suhail. And actually, yeah, Baldwin doesn't need nets here, so let's go without. And let's perhaps leave Sven out or not. Now let's keep him in. I will give him a different armor for this. Let's go with one of these, I guess. Certainly a downgrade. But at least it is intact. There is a necromancer here. Does that change things? I don't think it does. So let's just go. So I may have been able to make sure that we don't fight in the forest. But not... I don't think it really matters here. Probably. If we do end up creating corpses for the necromancer, then that's fine as well. I think. Over here, I think we'll just advance. That should be fine. Alright, so this flank is decidedly a bit weaker. Now we don't have Randolph. We could use Sven here, perhaps. I suppose he's kind of free to do so. Yeah, I'll probably do that. But I want to make some room if so. So let's move like here with Fahad. Don't think I need to rotate here since, yeah, I have Pathfinder. So instead just go into the melee, perhaps. 22 melee defense. No armor specialization as of yet. That's a bit of a risk, maybe. I'll wait and see. Maybe I'll rotate, actually, Sven into the front line there. I'll go ahead and use these. Oh yeah, and actually I don't need to rotate since I have Pathfinder, so let's just go in. Someone probably comes through there, so let's try to keep that in mind. Alright, it's getting crowded here. Just step there, that's fine. I could even rotate Fahad into the front line if I'd like. He can handle it, probably. Sure, we can also... Well, actually, never mind, since we can't reach that spot and then rotate. In that case, perhaps just step down. Like so. I'll go ahead and create some corpses. It should be fine. Sure, wait. So you get another target. And you can just go in and disarm. Alright, level 6 character should be fine here, actually. Kind of wasting damage on these, since they're already fleeing. Some of them are. But it's fine. Okay, there's our first friend back from the dead. There's also this guy coming in. Well, we can handle it, surely. Surely we can. Okay, and just stay put, Balduin, I think. Possessed without a weapon. Alright, I guess I can wait for Helmer, so I have 3 allies. If it matters, maybe it won't matter. But then again, it might. And there's one of them coming in. Actually manages to score a hit as well. At this point, walk away from that, I think. And sure, try it. We can probably use Deter to reach the Necro. Lucky you. They are having a laugh about it. How is it that the British say? Having a giggle. Something like that. Okay, that's rude. Stop breaking my shield. It's certainly a bit slower when I don't have exactly the top lineup in, but This should be quite easy. Are you still waiting, actually? No, you're not. You've already done your thing. So let's see. Do I need Fahad here, or do I send him north? I'll actually send him north, I think. Maybe unnecessary, but helpful, definitely. So step away from there. Also, did I leave Dieter for last? I guess I missed out on the second wind. Well, it's no big deal. Right, I'll start sending people Necro way. To confront the man in black. I should have gone for the headshot, I guess. Where are you guys going? Are they fleeing? Maybe they're fleeing already. Well, I suppose I cannot blame them. Yeah, in another fight I should try to make sure that Dieter or anyone with second wind doesn't act last. Because they can't use the second wind if they're the very last, it seems. Since there's no one left in the queue. In any case, this is over. So there we are, couple of level ups. Alright, so Suhail, level 4. Don't have anything planned, it seems. I guess I could go with Paul Maces for now, and then decide. Once he succeeds with potential. So let's pick up Shockwave. Makes sense to me. Nice melee skill roll. Melee defense as well. Am I taking... I guess I might take range defense. Am I taking fatigue though? Second wind unstoppable, so I need to choose between them when the time comes. I'll take more fat, I think. Wolf level 4. Let's take hit points here. And... I suppose we'll probably go with pole arms while we level him to the potential. Sure. Let's do so. He has second wind, he also has berserk. Well, don't need to think about that too much, since everything gets reset if he's successful, and if he's not successful, then we don't care. So there we are. Also, I've been saying that the cooldown between sacrifices is 23 days, but I checked the wiki, it seems to be 21. A minor difference. Would be nice to get that right about now, actually. I'm not going to drive off brigands for you. I might do this delivery though, but let's first wait for morning time. Repair as well. Also, I guess I should have checked, does the sacrifice need to be during the night time or not? I haven't paid attention, so I don't quite know. In any case, let's get rid of unwanted garbage. There's not much of it. We will also need some more food pretty soon. Alright, Hermannshof should have a tavern, right? I believe so. So as long as we stay nearby to these three places, and I guess Hammerer then, yeah, as long as we stay semi-nearby to those, then we should be fine. Mostly. Of course, if I get the sacrifice here, then I might not actually be fast enough to reach a tavern in time. Okay, they want for us to escort a caravan. I don't think we will. There's a lot of farmhands here. Let's get a few things and check out, I guess, Eichholz. That should be still close enough to Hermannshof. And then we'll probably check Finsterweiler. Here we see Orc Hunters losing against the Hermannshof company. Well, I won't partake in the festivities. Alright. Event time. While on the path, you come to a man being dangled upside down from a tree branch. A bunch of men are sitting around him sharing a goatskin flask, looking like they're at the end of a day's hard work. When you ask what is going on, one of them looks up and smiles. "Whipping this fella till he's raw." You ask what for. Another man answers, "Fornicating with this fella's wife." A man drinking spurts and chokes on his drink. He wipes his mouth. "Hardy fucking ha, very funny. No, this scumbag was caught fucking my dead horse." Okay, well, we don't really care about your affairs, you silly peasants. So let's just keep going. So that's a way of acquiring a free recruit, but we will pass this time. We have some standards here in the cult. Escort caravan to Wackenheim. Don't think I will, but let's think about it for just a second. Yeah, doesn't seem like there's a point. No cultists here. There is some quality wood though. Well, I suppose we go to Finsterweiler then. Now would be a good time to get the sacrifice. No such luck. It seems there's Hexen afoot. Or are there? No, there's Webnechts afoot. Well, we'll take care of that. It's a nice leveling fight. There's a beggar here. Okay, sure. Fine. I cannot resist a beggar. Well, now I can. Now I can. A craven asthmatic beggar. Okay, you can go away. Okay, so Webnechts. Why are you so far away, Webnechts? Okay, let's see here. The armor of Sven is probably repaired. We also have this chrome iron-sides plate-covered hide. Nimble armor, so let's see who gets that. Okay, Randolph. Sure, let's bring Randolph in. So this is a leveling fight, but let's not get careless, too careless. Let's sit out these guys, despite them being levelers. They're mediocre cultists at best, so we'll focus on the promise potentials here. Anyways, this armor. Perhaps Hakon gets it. It's like a very minor improvement, but it weighs less, so sure. Let's give it to Hakon. Also, one thing that occurred to me is that if Helmer specifically ends up being the next prophet of Davkul, which would take a while, he's an acolyte, then at that point I think we'll go with a one-handed weapon, since we get the double grip bonus of non-attack skills cost 20% less fatigue. At that point he would have so many things to do that would make sense, but with his fatigue pool of 105 I've been content running around with this jagged pike, which might not be quite optimal though. Could have focused a little bit more on the damage side perhaps. Maybe in that regard as well, I'm kind of still in a Legends mindset in which a character like this is not really needed for damage, but that's not strictly how you should perhaps approach Reforged or Hardened. In any case, it's time to kill webnecks. Will this be an ambush? It seems it will. Well, let's see how it goes. We have plenty of backline weapons, but if the backline weapons are out in the front, then it gets awkward. Like over here it gets a little bit awkward perhaps, but we can perhaps move Dieter into the melee there. Yes, it seems like we can, so we should be fine. Over here it's actually pretty good, especially with Leonhard handling this. Yeah, it seems like we have this covered. And we'll wait with the Blitzcrank since not all of them are engaged, so we'll use that later. In fact, let's use everything later, so just attack here. Oh yeah, not having 3 allies and not being unstoppable yet. Not unstoppable enough. You wait. Alright, we'll use Randolph there, so everything should be just fine and dandy. Except I don't have 3 allies here for Fahad. Maybe we can change that. Right, I'll move Helmer like perhaps here, so that more people benefit overall from the tactician abilities, or at least those who really need it. I'll just stay there. Why vanquish when no need to vanquish? And there we go. You can free yourself, surely. If you can't, then too bad. So yeah, does seem like we don't get the 3 allies. Not for a while. That's okay, though. Kind of okay. If I clear this and move Helmer there, then we have the 3 allies. Perhaps that is what I will do. So we use Blitzkrieg now. Though it's only going to help here, I suppose. And then I move here. Okay, well, second wind as well is useless, so just end there. And actually it looks like that the Blitzkrieg is... did it even hit Randolph? It seems like it didn't. Well, we don't need it there, but yeah, that's a complete waste, I suppose. But it's fine, it's fine. Over here, I suppose I could take the high ground. So I will. So yeah, blitzkrieging for nothing. And if I just wait, then I lose the unstoppable. Well, I lose 1 stack, that's fine. Sure, let's wait. Alright, let's see here. We can use someone else maybe to free Randolph. I'll do that, but not too far. No target. Well, I guess you do nothing. You step like there, and then we step here and do... Well, you tried. You tried. And that's the most important thing. At least you tried. It's the thought that counts. Alright, 17 left. I hate how the UI disappears every now and again. I wonder if it's fixed in the current version of Reforged or Hardened, whichever mod is causing that. I am, of course, on an old version by now, since it's not safe compatible. And also, actually, there were a few updates in Hardened, which I decided to skip for this playthrough, since they would have changed the playstyle a lot. The tactician abilities, for example, have been changed. So I decided to just go with the version I have. Anyways, did I just say 17 enemies left? Well, there's still 17 enemies left. 12, 11, okay, they're fleeing now. Well, this one decided to die still. Alright, but that should be it. I think. Unless I want to kill this one. Well, I suppose we could. Alright, so that should be it, I think. There we are, so 500-ish experience for everyone. Only one level up. You also gain a decayed reinforced male hauberk. I believe you can also get a retired soldier out of this event, but it seems like not this time. Well, I suppose I'll actually read this. With the webnets dispatched, you have the company briefly search the creature's nest, though the mercenaries are ordered to never wander alone. You muck about as well, Wolf at your side. Together you spot a tree that's remarkably untouched by the webs. As you circle around, you find a knight's corpse leaning against its trunk. His hand rests atop a broken sword's pommel, the other hand is missing altogether. Nothing but sleeve at the wrist with the mutilated arm couched at his belly. The corpse rests in a nest of its own making, the thicket of what look like spoiled rhubarb stalks and decayed carapaces. The broken body is caverned and smelling of poison. Wolf nods. That's a right shame. I'd wager he would have made a sound addition to the merriment, whoever he was. Well, if he had been dumb... Well, maybe he was dumb, since he was here. Indeed, it has all the look of a great fighter's end. You've mind to bury him, but you've no time. You tell Wolf to fetch what he can from the corpse and to ready a return to Norbert the Trademaster. So there we go. Can we get the sacrifice now, please? Sacrifice. Okay, it seems Davkul is being... what's the right word to use? Actually can't think of one. Finicky? Fickle? Something like that. Okay, not going to Suder Sunday at the moment. Let's have a preemptive drink here. Alright, and let's see, get a bit of sustenance and then we head out. So I suppose we just get back to Hermanshof. We might visit Hammerden if we run out of things to do. So yes, the level up. So Carolus is level 6. Plus 4 melee skill, plus 3 melee defense, and plus 4 hit points. Excellent. Perk-wise, let's take, at this point, Fortified Mind, I think. Which is something that we probably won't take once he realizes his potential, but maybe we will. Okay, so now would be a nice time to have the sacrifice. No? Okay. Well, here we are again. Is there anything new here? It seems like no. Well, in that case, back to Lugnstead. Let's take a look from here, maybe, see if we see something. Nothing, okay. We saw some beast tracks there, but we'll leave it be for now. 2 instances of ambushed trade routes. We will ignore your contract about it. So ignore the recruits for now. Sell a few things. Alright. And sure, we'll sell those. And buy these. Okay, well then, let's go to Hammerer Den and hope that we get the sacrifice near the taverns. Not at the middle of the road, but near the taverns. Still no sacrifice. Nothing of interest here, it seems. Let us check the contracts, though. Caravan to Swordfest. I am intrigued by that, but maybe I shouldn't, since reasons. Find Last Man's Shelter to the southwest. Okay, I will do this, and maybe it's even something we can take on, though I should be really careful not to attempt it if it seems like we can't. So let's take a look from, like, here, maybe. Probably in the forest. We are a bit far from the taverns right now, so I hope we don't get the sacrifice right now. Also, where the hell is this place? In the forest to the east. Okay. We were just there. Okay. Sure. Well, it's not like an easy fight, but we will do this. Because of the undead ambition and it being doable. I will want my top lineup though. I might even want some nets for this. I cannot underestimate these types of enemies, really. We've done that in the past with kind of catastrophic consequences. So Balduin probably in for someone. Like the wolf, maybe? Any weapon switches? So, thankfully, only a few fallen heroes. Now, those are really nasty enemies, even at this stage. I guess we're fine to go. Maybe give Balduin a net. We can... well, I don't know. So the nets are mostly, I guess, used to delay the fallen heroes, specifically, instead of helping us hit enemies. So maybe we'll just use the one net on Balduin. Well, we'll see. So 16 enemies this time. We'll just hold where we are, I think, or advance one tile. They don't have the Geist support, at least, nor Necromancer support. Having a bit of difficulties with the English language. Okay, so we won't use anything there. I'll advance the one tile here. Once again, the maze zombies are the nastiest. The fallen heroes don't have mazes, they have other nasty weapons. Alright, now we wait. So yeah, I suppose I'll try to slow down the fallen heroes, like I said. Okay, question is... here. I guess I actually move there with Randolph. It's not like optimal, but it's fine, and it also keeps 3 allies for Horik. Alright, so we're having those... well, it's super easy to hit these enemies. So we'll use the hold steady like next round or the round after that. Alright, and you can move back now. I don't want you getting flanked, not easily at least. Same with you. Spread the damage a bit. Okay, now you slow this one down. Sure, get the next one out. We might even lose Balduin in this, but that's fine. I'm not necessarily happy about something like that occurring, but it's fine. Okay, so we currently have 3 allies. That might change though, for Fahad. Might need Vander's nets on this flank. Even if I don't want to save Balduin necessarily, but anyway. I'll just move like here, I think. Let's not use a net yet. Oh, this one waited. Interesting. Okay, hold steady now or later. I think it's going to be more useful later, so we don't use anything or I just use Onslaught. We have 95s basically, well, for most of us anyway. So I guess I don't use anything. Let's try to make sure we don't get injured needlessly here. You go ahead and wait, lose your decisive bonus. You go ahead and wait. You step like here maybe? Nah, let's just wait. You as well. You as well. You do that and then wait. Okay, slow this one down. Alright, so yeah, if I want Balduin to survive, I will need to rotate him out of this spot pretty soon, so that's going to be with one of these guys maybe. And it seems like Indom is not going to be the thing to use here, we'll just attack. Hit by a 35. Okay, so reposition for the Inspiring Presence. Well, I suppose it's only here. Will that even help? Well, it helps Randolph, but he'll run out of fatigue pretty soon. Fahad gets Inspiring Presence. That doesn't really do anything, though. I suppose the Inspiring Presence is mostly kind of useless here. It would be nice for Dieter, but does he already get that from Horik? Maybe. So I suppose we'll just stay where we are with Helmer. Alright, so if I move there with Tostig, that's still kind of safe. For the time being. Let's support a bit there. So netting this one doesn't really do much, I don't think. Since I'm going to have like a 95 anyway with Dieter and Fahad against it. How about this one? 23 melee defense. Or this one, so it doesn't have a chance. Well, I'll net this one and just start attacking. Well, never mind, I had an 84, so netting the fallen hero there might have been called for. It does look more and more like I might have actually sacrificed Balduin here. But like I've been saying, it's something I can accept. Alright, now we hold steady, and I suppose we'll also onslaught. There we are. And okay, let's step over there. And step over here. So yes, south is the weak spot. Okay, now you walk away. So I could still net this one. Alright, sure. Probably won't have anyone to rotate here for this round, so just attack. At this point, I suppose I could support with Fahad. So I guess I will. So now that I did that, well, we might get one of these fallen heroes there. Alright, and Wander just moves here, I believe. Yes, okay, we've been engaged there, and we've also been injured. Taking some damage. Okay, that's actually good. Kind of an obvious statement, of course, but I'll say it anyway. We also have the repel, so it's probably pretty safe to actually move here in case this one gets next to us. Soonish, we can repel it probably. If I clear this out of the way, we might be hit by this one on Randolph. So we might be clearing it anyway, since Randolph acts next. I'll go for this one. And then move, perhaps? Yeah, I think we'll be fine there. Right, kind of good that we didn't actually manage to kill that one. We can move Sven here. So 3 allies, yes. But I'll wait. He'll probably get injured again, but that's acceptable. Better to target the fallen hero once it's in range. Stabbed to death. That was actually a autopiloting mistake, kind of. I'm not that afraid with Dieter though, so we can do this. It's fine. Should be fine. Could be fine. At this point, recover. Yeah, 5% against Dieter there. So yes, actually if I inspire Horik now, does he get to attack 3 times? I believe he will. Yeah, should be. With the unstoppable and leverage help. So if I move here, that should accomplish that. Right? And it should be kind of a safe move since this one will die. You don't have a target yet, but you will soon. Alright, show me what you've got. 3 attacks, though I should have gone for this, perhaps. All right. Well, there we go. Seems like no one died. I suppose with 3 enemies left in the field, that's a statement I can make. Also, I didn't even notice this one. Headless Fallen Hero. How are you planning on hurting us, specifically? Zombie Punch. Okay. Well, good luck to you with that. Okay, well there we go. That was kind of easy, though I did use those nets. Horik and Balduin have leveled. Horik, level 14. Alright, yeah, and I have marked it down that I want to improve the resolve, since I took Inspiring Presence, so let's up that. 70. Balduin, level 8. Max rolls the melee skill. Well, okay. And we will take Battleforged at this point, I suppose. Alright, and we can also make his armor heavier. That does kind of mess with certain things that we're trying to do, since we'll have less stamina to work with. But it's okay. Let's see, does anyone want to actually use this plus 10 resolve helmet? It might actually be better for Leonhard, since he's a tank, so the resolve is kind of meaningful. Sure, let's make that switch. Then you, I suppose, could have this. I'm going to be down to, well, far less vision, so during the night time, if I want to throw nets, that's going to be an issue, perhaps. For Vander, I suppose we can use this helmet instead, so he has 0 vision penalty. Also, I have 2 wolves, actually. Inside of you, there are 2 wolves. Both of them are cultists. One of them has promised potential. Okay, you can be wolf number 1. You can be wolf number 2. Do I have a 3rd wolf? I don't think I do. Okay, back to Hammerer Den. We've found your location. We've also completed this ambition, so now we have the undead trophy. I'll just go ahead and give that to someone. Perhaps Leonhard. Perhaps Dieter. Maybe Dieter makes more sense for now. Kind of does, I think. So this Nacho trophy can instead go to Suhail. Alright, and I was just going to say, will we have the sacrifice? Instead, we have the drunk event. We lose a decayed-full helm. Well, everybody makes mistakes. If I really wanted to, I could of course whip him and get rid of the drunkenness, but being drunk is actually, well, being a drunk does have its benefits in Battle Brothers, and also I don't have other substances to replace the alcohol. That is happy powder, which I lack. But yeah, even if I did have that, then I suppose we wouldn't use it. Escort caravan to Finstervale. We can't really escort caravans right now, since we might want to visit those taverns ASAP. So we are going through plenty of taverns here, and taverns are open all the time, so in that sense, maybe it's fine. It's at least something to do while we're here. Okay, I will, I guess, accept it. We'll have a drink immediately as well. Sven is now drunk. So let's hope that if we do get the sacrifice, it happens, well, near the establishments. If it happens here, we might even lose a couple of people. Because we're so slow. Honestly, probably not worth taking this caravan, but hopefully the route being nearby those taverns will be enough. Next ambition. Alright, well this will end anyway. I'll take the orc ambition though. It might take us a very long time to actually do it. But let's set that as the goal. While walking about Lugnstead, you run into an old man dragging a youthful man by the ear. You want to be a master? It takes time, blood, sweat, tears if you're of the crying sort, and there's no shame in that if you are. Here, look, a sellsword. If you want to fight so bad, why not go to him? You hold your hands out and ask for an explanation before getting offloaded some annoying git. The elderly man calms himself and lets the kid's ear go. I suppose you are owed more of an explanation. I'm the fencing master of this town, but I teach discipline and patience before anyone so much can touch a sword, and this damned student of mine has neither. So I told him, if you want to fight so bad, get the hell out. You look at the kid. He's got a fresh face, but there is in fact some impatient eagerness in his eyes. You ask him if what the swordmaster says is true. The kid nods. Yes, sir, and I'd be more than happy to fight for you too. Well, actually you won't, since you're an apprentice, and that means you cannot be converted. No thanks, he's all yours. I, of course, basically always accept the free recruit, and then we'll just fire him if he's bad, but here I can just say no outright. Let us again sell things. That seems to be it. Seems to be enough. Guess I could get rid of some spider silk though. Though I can also... yes, I have some nets here, so let's see. Do I have more? Yes, I do. Well, it's fine if they're not upgraded, but I will, I suppose, upgrade those ones that I have. Could also buy back the nets I sold, but it's fine. Okay, so let's carry on. Okay, so please don't get the sacrifice now. Get it like here. Specifically there. Or there. Okay, now would be a good time. Now would be a good time, I said. No. The game does not think so, and neither does Davkul. Davkul relishes in the suffering inflicted upon those that serve him, and therefore he will wait for the most inopportune times to demand blood. I was worried that was actually it, but it was instead religious turmoil, and then we get marching all around the world. Wear and tear. Okay, sure. Put your boots back on. Okay, right about now would be a nice time. But still the answer is no. Caravan to Splitterberg. Well, once again, this one I will skip because of the lack of taverns for now. So yes, let's go to Hermanshof once again, I guess, and then perhaps Eikholz. Alright, they just want us to deliver to Hammerer, then, well, we could do that. So I will. We'll hang by these taverns. So once again to Lugnisted. Might of course take far longer than anticipated to get that stupid sacrifice to trigger. Raban the Loyal. Okay, well, sure. Let's see about him. He is a skip. 2-star range skill. 32 only. Which is the absolute mean roll. So he would be like decent if he were to reach level 11 and also get the promise potential, but no. Okay, so let's go back here. Uneventful. Now would again be a good time for the sacrifice to trigger. Where is my sacrifice? Alright, so we have a 2-skull contract here. It is the Barbarian King, which is what I was kind of looking for. Do I want to try this now? Frostfold. West from us, so actually semi-nearby, it seems. And there is also a tavern, of course, at Thunderstead. However, if we get the sacrifice here, then it's not good, of course. But a 2-skull contract with nothing else to do at the moment, so I guess we will accept that. I'll go ahead and do so. Let's also wait for morning here. Is there anything or anyone of interest? It seems like currently no. Alright, though what I could maybe do is, I don't know if it makes any sense, but I could get like 2 random guys here and perhaps if we get the sacrifice at a bad time, they would be the ones to leave, but that seems like a gamble. Seems like something I shouldn't rely on. And also they might consume conversion charges, so perhaps not something I want. Well, let's go deal with this so-called king of the barbarians. Hakon is getting close to level 11. Alright. So somewhere here. Now, if you're going to give me the sacrifice game, please be gentle this time. Usually you haven't been. We find barbarian thralls. Okay, well, sure, we will kill them. As an appetizer. So that's a pure leveling fight. Not much XP to be had. Let us leave out Sven. Let's bring in Tostig. Let's leave out Fahad, perhaps. And let's bring in Wolf number 2. And let's also bring in Balduin for Randulf. Something like that. And also Tostig, let's see, or Wolf. You should be in the back line, perhaps, for even for this, yes. Which is a little bit silly. It's only thralls, but let's not take any chances here. So this, oh, Reaver's base camp as well. Well, once again, we can't really do that. If we ever can do it, it's going to be a long while yet. For a second there I was hopeful that we were actually strong enough, but then I looked at the list of enemies, and yes. This is far more up our alley. What a casual fun time this is. I'm sure they would agree. There we go. Thanks for the things. Okay, so this might be the Barbarian King's tracks. Alright, wolf number 2 gets dissatisfied, doesn't actually get any resolve. I'll get better, I just need some time to do it, that's all. He will be steeled by combat, or he will be killed by it. Alright, so is this the king, or is this something else? The track size and the location, of course, leads me to believe it is actually the king. Horik spots them first. Signs of a skirmish, charred corpses, faded footprints and wagon tracks, so many that it is clear an army passed through here. Looks like they were heading west after the battle, Captain. We are on his trail, and indeed it is him. Okay. Many reavers, one chosen, one king, one armored unhold. Well, it's no leveling fight, but it could be far tougher. Alright, so Fahad in there, I suppose. Randolph, I suppose, as well. So let's leave out one of these new guys. Perhaps Suhail, who isn't a cultist yet. Something like this, perhaps. So I think I'll use like one of these middling cultists here. So either Vander or Balduin, not both. Perhaps the rotation is more useful. Let's perhaps not use any nets. This guy is level 4. Bostig is level 6. So I suppose it's possible that like a throwing weapon ruins one of these guys' day. So let's put in the higher level 1 with Steelbrow. Alright, here's the king. To arms! So we'll probably use this straight away, but let's think about it for a second here. So I could also back off to make this a little bit easier. Do I need to make it easier? Perhaps not. But I think I will, actually, this time. Yeah, let's back off. Though they do have the throwing weapons. Well, maybe not all of them do, but still. Anyways, whatever. It's fine. And also, yes, I forgot this guy, Wolf number 2, is only level 1 in the lineup. Whoops. But that's okay. It should be okay. We'll back off here. It's a chosen. There's the king. Let's use the Rolling Death. let's not use any of this stuff yet. So Randolph might be perhaps hit, but it's worth it, I'd say. Their unhold turned straight away without anything having occurred. Don't think I've ever actually seen that happen. That is, well, I suppose it's helpful, but also a bit strange. In any case, let's deal with this. So, don't want to be hit on Hakon, but then again, if we do, it's semi-fine because of anticipation. These guys are going for a flank. I'll try to move Leonhard there to intercept. Okay, Reaver, so Chosen hasn't engaged, nor has the King. I'll just begin attacking here. And they are kind enough for the most part to not use their adrenaline cheats. Yeah, that crowded penalty as well as the survival instinct does make these polearms kind of, I don't know, a little bit lacking, but then again, only 92 melee skill for Fahad, who's level 19. Alright, this one's fleeing. Actually move away in case we get flanked there. They are teaming up on their former pet. Alright, so Leonhard, do I even want to move away from this now since we have the Blitzkrieg effect? We can probably deal with this guy. I'll wait and see. Perhaps completely unnecessary actually to move there yet. King is going for the flank, he's going to use adrenaline. We'll see if he wants to deal with Randolph. Right, that's going to be a rotation, otherwise that adrenaline does not much, I guess. Okay, is there a rotation that does anything? Doesn't really look like it. In that case, we do nothing. Don't need to use a net, don't need to rotate. I don't know, let's just move like one tile further. Slight mistake, should have reactivated this, I suppose. It's most likely fine though. You just wait, we'll engage with Leonhard there. But one of them will get to reach Wolf if I move. So if the King goes for this flank, I think we can deal with that. Even with these guys here at risk. We have the polearms. Speaking of polearms, do I leave Hakon there? I think it's fine. It should be fine. Okay, Fahad does that and waits. And this is a bit of a waste, but I suppose we'll do that. And also miss the 95, of course. Kind of a weird spot. a little bit. But I'll use Line Breaker here, so that we can use the Vanquisher ability there. Over here, just engage. Hit that guy hard enough. Make him lose his nerve. Now it's your turn. Once again, the UI has disappeared. Okay, chance 5 only for a chosen against our champion. Okay, engage there and sure use this, even though probably unnecessary. The king has engaged. He has formidable approach, it seems. Took away our confidence. And is also going to use adrenaline. Well, that's fine. Even if we get hit on Fahad, he has the unhold armor attachment. Might as well use the decapitation, since fatigue-wise it's not really a consideration. Okay, decides to hit Randolph. Chance 85. That is impressive, sir. Please stop yelling. They have killed their pet. Yes. I should make sure I have 3 allies for Fahad, so let's move Carolus, I suppose, here. Okay, Wolf number 2 is engaged there. He's probably going to be fine, since... Okay. Well, indeed he was, in the end, completely fine. Okay, we missed 68. Well, I think we are still okay here, but it's looking a little tiny bit hairy. I guess I could engage with this Reaver here to prevent him from engaging with Randolph. I'll do so from this angle. %. 30% survival instinct. Sure, whatever. Let's still go for it. Alright, well, Randolph is still alive, and the king won't have another shot at that. Go away, you silly king. Alright. Okay, well, you've done your duty here, Randolph. Just walk away. How much are you bleeding? I mean, it's fine, since you also have 9 lives, but I suppose I could also treat that if I have a bandage somewhere. Oh, immediately disarmed. Well, that's also okay. That only buys you guys a little tiny bit of time. Oh, knock him back for some reason. Why on earth would you do that? It It seems I don't really have bandages, but like I said, it's fine, since 9 lives. Alright, I'm greedy enough to want all of the kills, so... perhaps I'll actually make a move like this, which is a little bit strange, maybe. Engage there. So what I meant was this, but I actually can't move there. Okay. Well, there's still 5 of them alive, so we'll see if this one wants to, with his confidence, fight us. He does. He scores a hit. Good job, buddy. I'm proud of you. And you are a very rude boy. Hiya, hiya, hiya! Take that! Okay, wait for 3 allies, not that it matters. Can I get one for you as well? Maybe. Once again, it won't even matter though. Also, you're fleeing, okay. Randolph continues to bleed. I have a bandage on Helmer, but whatever, we'll just absorb it with the 9 lives. Remove all damage over time effects from you. So in a nasty orc fight or something that will perhaps eventually get someone killed. Especially if I forget that it works like that. Well, there we are. 4 level ups out of that. Loot is completely unnecessary, of course. Leonhard has reached level 10. Max rolls the melee defense for once. Max rolls fatigue. And also takes more melee skill, I think. So we'll see how this actually works out. With the formidable approach being a thing, the tanks kind of need to hit those opponents with it to take away the plus 15 melee skill they will have. Otherwise that will be in effect for the entire battle as long as they're alive. Anyways, I was also considering actually skipping Shield Sergeant, because we don't actually use any shields with shield walling. But we'll see, that might change. For now though, I'll just go with more resolve out of Bulwark, I think. There are some other options though, such as maybe like Verse It Well for more fatigue. Rebuke is an option. Colossus is an option. And I don't know, there might be something I'm kind of missing here. I might also take like a, or could take a weapon mastery, such as maybe Access. So he does have 70 resolve after the Nacho trophy. I wonder, should I actually go for something else? He'll also perhaps, if he's going to be the one to handle the Monolith northern flank, going to have the Undead trophy. Currently, of course, he's our best candidate for it. He's not fantastic though. Well, he's good, but he could be better. He could have a better one. So how much more fatigue is Verse It Well? 50% out of main and offhand. +8 and +4. That's +12 fat, which can go into Indom. Not sure if that's that meaningful. I mean, it's good, but perhaps the resolve is better. Okay, I'll just go with the bulwark. I don't know. Reach over 100 resolve. That does go down as your helmet and armor get damaged. But it's a nice number. Peter, level 18. More of these. Wolf, the backliner. Well, that's the probable thing we do, since this guy doesn't have parry. He's already level 3. Is there any world in which I level ranged skill? I don't think there is. Not when it's only 1 star. With 2 or 3 stars, I think I might. But not with 1. Not when it starts at 41. Especially without promise potential for that +15. Also mark shields in blue, actually. Keep it as an option to go to the front. So this guy obviously might not be with us for the long term anyway. Let's go ahead and take melee skill, range defense and hit points. Okay, range defense. And I guess we do take all of the melee skill rolls. So 63 hit points. He's going nimble. Yeah, I guess we just ignore these +2s while we roll the +4 hit points. So no melee defense for you, buddy. Not yet, at least. And probably go ahead and pick student here. And then pick up anticipation, sure. And we might maybe purchase polearms, but I can also go with other options, of course. For a backline weapon. Tostig, level 7. Okay, melee skill min rolls, otherwise this is a decent level. I've given him spears. I'll go ahead and take flexible, even though it's not fantastic here. Sure, let's get more melee skill, even if it's a +2 here. Alright, there we go. And now this is the same faction, so we can visit Thunderstead. Report of our success. Even without its massive body, the head of the barbarian king makes quite the splash when shown to Duke Alaric von Grimund. A host of nobles and servants ooh and ah at the size of it. A man in a black robe is quick to pay you what you're owed. Duke Alaric von Grimund himself picks up the head and tosses it into the air as to weigh it. By the old gods, it is truly heavy. Oi, Dietrich! A servant steps forward. Your employer grins. Fetch me a pike. We're going to hoist this horror head high into the heavens. A suitable stop for a savage. Horror head. Okay, we are not taking this caravan. What is this? This is a delivery. Well, this we maybe take, but probably not there. Finster Whaler. Where is that again? Why am I not seeing it? Oh, it's here. Yeah. Well, actually, that's kind of something we could do, since there is a tavern there, as well as Lugnestead, Hermashov. I mean, it is something to do. So maybe. There is a famed something here. Lethal Skull Splitter. Reach Cleaver. Okay, well, it's tempting a little bit, but I think we'll pass. Weapon skills -3 fatigue. Chance to hit head. So it's definitely okay, but the thing is, if I'm going to use a two-handed cleaver, we already have one. That's very good. Better than that. Though it's not a reach variety, obviously. Recruit-wise, no cultists here, so I suppose we skip all of this. Don't need tools, let's sell a few things. And by a few things, I mean, I guess, more than a few things. Alright, so food is running low-ish. Well, not quite, but some of it is about to spoil, so I suppose we should perhaps get some of the more expensive stuff here. Maybe that's enough, though. Alright, so sure, I guess let's take this delivery, even though it's perhaps not worthwhile. If we get accosted by mercenaries, perhaps, then we'll just deal with that. But in preparation for such an eventuality, I should perhaps have the top lineup in and Randolph out, since he's damaged. He is damaged goods. Let's put in Wolf number 1, perhaps. Who is a cultist? Oh, you're a cultist. I haven't marked it down. Oh. Let's mark it down. So he is a promised potential. He does have 3 stars in the melee skill. I don't think that's quite good enough to warrant a plus here. But he's going to be very, very good if he does succeed. Hopefully, of course, he does. We've had enough failures. I'll have a preemptive drink here. And actually, sure, let's read this. A fortnight ago, Rabbe went missing on the way home from the tavern. Found him frozen rock solid the next morning. Could have sold him to some fancy noble as a statue. Well, aren't you fun? Okay, Unhoard Graveyard. We've heard about that. We didn't find it. So I believe now Dieter would qualify for the Icy Cave. It's semi-close by, so we might actually go do that. And he should be fine there. Let's visit Gunheim. We are on the road near the tavern, so if the sacrifice happens here, we should be able to easily get back. There seems to be basically nothing here, though. Well, I'll get this food. And sure, 1 stack of medicine. Well, okay, let's go deal with the Icy Cave now that we are here. As long as it actually gives me Dieter as the option. And let's double check Dieter's condition. Yeah, well, best of luck to you, Dieter, I guess. We could also use a net for this. I mean, that would help. That would help. So I will. 1 net for Dieter. Yes, Dieter is an option. Alright, best of luck to you, Dieter. You can take him. So, Barbarian Madman, 300-ish body armor. Survival instinct, fast adaptation. Okay, that sucks. I forgot he had that. Though I don't actually know if he had that in Reforged base. Base Reforged. He also has Vigorous Assault. We won't engage yet. So he is going to hit us, sadly. With that fast adaptation, likely. What he doesn't have is Formidable Approach, at least. And no melee defense, but he does have the Survival Instinct. So if I move here, will he actually walk up to me? Shouldn't be able to attack us. Yeah, shouldn't be. He's waiting. Well, I suppose we wait. Alright, we are playing the waiting game. It seems like he won't actually want to engage us. But let's still try to bait him into it. No. Well, it seems like I need to be the brave one, but let's try to not give him a free shot here. I'm a little bit worried. Can I find like a high ground? Oh, now you've engaged. Alright, chance 5 only. Well, maybe I was worried for nothing. Also, it is a 95 already. God damn it. I'm angered because I have the throwing net equipped. Now it's a waste if I use it. But I guess I still do use it. He also does have the... He does have the survival instinct. Breaks free. Yeah, and we can make him waste his efforts in doing that. Right, now it's 14. 14, if I can speak. So we don't... Yeah. We don't get the second wind. That's not something... I forgot... Well, I didn't realize that that would happen. Now we do. Alright, well there we go. 0 damage. And we get... Conqueror's Render. Damage of 90 to 110. That seems enhanced, but it's also suspiciously even as a number. It seems to weigh less. Well, anyways, we'll compare it with the cleaver that we do have, but then again, that one is a 4 AP weapon. This should be a 6 AP one. Alright, so we gained the broken ritual armor. So the E-jerk is something I believe we can do, but of course we need to find it first. So let's see. Compare with this, I guess, even though they're kind of different weapons. So it does deal more damage, but not by that much. Has more armor penetration. Has more armor damage. Reach of 5 is the same, weigh is lower. Or weight, I should say. Well, you can hold on to those. No one's going to use them yet. If ever. I mean, hopefully. We'll get someone for the War Cleaver at least, since we lost Fridu Helm. There's also this place here, actually. We are on the Ambition. Well, let's go take a look. We are getting a bit far from the taverns. This is lots of berserkers as well, so that's not something I should underestimate, but we have the tactician abilities. Among other things, to help us out. We can also use nets. I forget, do orc berserkers have formidable approach? We also don't have Randall for this. That's something I should perhaps consider before we take this fight. We have plenty of backliners who are not that good. So let's say 20 orc berserkers. Can we do that without any difficulties? We will surely win, but the question is how decisively at the moment. I think we might actually pass, but I'm not sure. I think that might be enough for Hakon to reach level 11 if he makes it out of it. We kind of lack frontliners, especially without Randolph. We have, it seems like 3 pure frontliners, and then we have like Fahad, who's a pole armor. That seems low for this. I think I'll skip for now. Let us be prudent. That's the nice word to use about such actions. Such lack of actions. Okay, let's go. Is there a tavern here? No, so we will head to Lugnisted, I guess, and hopefully if the sacrifice triggers, well, you know. Why do you people not imbibe? Okay, it's going to be night time. I don't want to risk it, wasting time there, just to see if there's something at the weaponsmith, so I will actually go to Lugnisted straight away. Okay, don't sacrifice now. Let's wait for this area. Or this area. It can happen any moment, of course. Don't do it now. Just hold on a little bit. Alright, now you can do it. Come on, sacrifice. Sacrifice, where are you? Not here, it seems. Well, here we are, back at Lugnisted, and there is a famed pike. It's not very good, though, so we will leave it. No cultists. I'll get tools and I suppose some food. Okay, onwards to Hermanshof. Alright, sacrifice you can trigger now. Come on. Come on. No. No such luck. Well, here we go. We seem to be close enough to a tavern. Zahid, you will have the honor. Zahid has died. So let's see. Vander is now a zealot. Hakon is a fanatic. Leonhard is a fanatic. Horik is a zealot. Sven is a zealot. Helmer is now a disciple. And Randolph is now a disciple. Nice. Okay, back to the tavern. Quickly now. Quickly. There we go. Alright. Time to get very, very, very drunk. Let's see. Who's still angry? We need Tostig and Carolus. Come on. Tostig is disgruntled. Okay, Carolus still. Come on. There we go. Enough booze fixes everything. Don't take that advice to heart, perhaps, but here it does. Alright, Finster Veiler. There we go. Also, let's write it down. Sacrifice was at... where is my pen? I have multiple pens. Why do I not see one? Okay, there's one. And I'm messing things up. Knocking things over. Okay, day 353, it seems. 353. Alright, so now we have a bit of leeway again. Nice. Let's get this delivery done. And next sacrifice we might actually get someone like Helmer or Randolph to be the next prophet. I'm fine with either of them, but I guess I'd rather have Helmer as the prophet. That would certainly fit him. Thematically and metagaming gameplay-wise, both, I think. Alright. There is another delivery. How exciting. So, where was that again? Let's see. Kargau. Am I going to Kargau? I could go to Gargau. I guess we'll take it. We will need a new indebted anyway. I'll actually get this cured venison. Let's live a little. Also lasts for a while. And we'll take a look at this place, but we'll, like 99% chance, we'll skip it. It's going to be too tough. Not worth the risk. If I had savescumming as an option, then we might try some of these, but that's not an option, really. The Puppeteer. Yeah, we will skip. A couple of necromancers, lots of fallen soldiers, some ghasts, some fallen heroes. We will just pass on that, though this group we might take on. Indeed we will. It's a nice leveling fight. Please not in the forest, though. Okay, let's put in Suhail and maybe the wolf as well. Leave out Randolph. So do I need... No, I don't. I shouldn't need my top lineup for this. Well, obviously not, but I'm wondering how much... how many guys I can leave out without it being any kind of issue. It seems like I can do a full leveling fight. I'll leave out... not Leonhard. Let's leave out Peter for once. He has a hangover. Let him rest. Is there anyone? Yeah, sure. You can go into the front and take off your net. And what we will do here is just hold. I will also increase the speed to the very maximum here. There we go. Maybe I shouldn't have any nets for Vander either, but it's fine. Oh, there was one more there. Nice to be able to attack 3 times with a weapon like that. Yeah, for Balduin, I might purchase that Spear Mastery, who knows. Melee skill 62 though, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And hit in the head. I moved there because of the bone plating, but of course that will happen. Of course. There we go, some levels out of that. Wolf number 2, level 4. Alright, well, he's not doing all that well. Well, that's what happens, I guess, with 1 star. Melee skill. We'll take the range defense, we'll take more fatigue, I guess. And I'll go ahead and take Backstabber. Help him out, hitting things. Vander, level 7. More hit points, more melee defense, more range defense. And pick up Nimble. Will I make this lighter now? Maybe. Is this lighter? 15, yes. We'll switch there. Wolf number 1, level 5. Melee skill, melee defense. Am I taking range defense ever? I don't think I will. Let's take the hit points. He's doing semi-well. Let's pick up Polar Mastery. Suhail, level 5. More melee defense, more hit points, more resolve, I guess. And let's take Mace Mastery. And finally, Carolus, level 7. Melee skill, fatigue, and what else? Actually not sure if he needs that much fatigue though. Does he need initiative? Well, he doesn't need it. Would he like it? He does have access to parry, so if I still level some of these range defense rolls, then that might be worthwhile. I'll get this one at least. And And. Sure, let's get more fat. Okay, perk-wise, picks up nimble. Prioritize survival here. Also put the top lineup back in case I miss being attacked. So maybe Suhail is actually... Well, then again, 54 melee skill. Let's go with this. Alright, so we were going here. Let's visit Dornberg, though. The Burg of the Dorns. Michael Dorn lives here. No famed armor. No famed ranged weapons. Famed Ragnar the Cultist, though, maybe. Is he famed? He is not. He's tough and asthmatic. Did max roll hit points, though. But yeah, I can't really see myself using this guy, so go away. He tried his best, and it wasn't enough. Life lessons with the merriment. Never try. There is only do, no try. Khalid the Scorpion, many outlaws, some archers, a desert stalker, a nomad executioner, a blade dancer. Okay, that's a camp level fight, actually. I think we'll take it on, but it might be very nasty. Definitely want the top lineup. Might actually be a bad idea to take it. Well, Balduin is in the top lineup, I believe, so... Let's leave out someone. Yeah, sucks to face so many ranged weapons. Especially during the daytime. Well, we do have a few people with ranged defense. I do have the nets from Vander. That helps. We also need to make sure we get some more pretty soon. Also, what are you, Khalid the Scorpion? Just a leader, I guess? Leader champion? I think. So yeah, nasty fight, but we can do it. So I guess we will. Let's get challenged a bit. Okay, Hakon should be in the back line, ideally. So let's put Balduin into the front one. He's also battle-forged with decent armor. So yeah, this might be... This might actually get someone killed, but let's hope it's not someone important. Do I want more nets than what I have? So, Blade Dancer might want one. Khalid the Scorpion. I am honestly mostly worried about the archers in this. Though, if there's plenty of pole maces, then that's also bad. Sword lance would be very bad as well. But we are not backing away from this fight. We have level 20, level 19, level 18, so if we can't handle this, then that's just too bad. Well, we can. We will obviously win, but will I get someone killed doing it, is the question. We shall see. Combat speed can now go down. They are walking up to us, it seems, at least kind of. Well, we'll see, we'll see. Do I engage straight away? I guess that's kind of what we have to do because of the ranged superiority. We have 0 ranged. Shooting Fahad. Oh, you're taking out my bone platings. How rude. That is very, very, very rude. Alright, so... we might use this already, but I think it's probably better to use it next round. What I can also do is engage with just a couple of us, or maybe just Leonhard, and that should trigger them enough. Maybe rotate Leonhard closer and use Indom. I'll lose out on the decisives, etc. Here's the executioner. Okay, question is, am I brave enough with Dieter to walk in and begin? I think I might be. I don't see the champion yet, but we have the nets as well. So engage this one. Use the second wind. I believe I will do so. Oh, there's the Blade Dancer. Well, that's a better weapon for us, kind of. Out of what it could be. Don't want to engage on this flank, I don't think. So we might skip the Whirling Death for now. And sure, let's use the Blitzkrieg later. So keep on waiting. Now that we've engaged here, it's less important to rotate someone there, I think, but might be still worthwhile to rotate one person. It might be Hakon, so he gets to attack there. Sven makes some sense as well. At times like this, I do wish I had the Falcon. Would help a lot to see the champion, where he is, what he has. I'll rotate Sven, I think. And then Balduin walks somewhere. Like here, perhaps. Well, you can wait. You can actually wait still. And you can also wait, but we probably engage like there. For a couple of reasons. Don't use any nets yet, but... well, you don't have any vision penalties. Oh, there he is. Okay. Fighting Spear, so he has a famed helmet. Well, that's the least exciting, intriguing item he could have. Well, slight disappointment. He has a Fighting Spear, he has plenty of melee defense. We probably use a net on him, but obviously not yet. Speaking of nets... so Vander has range defense of 29, that's not like a ton. Still like better than most of us though. So let's use Vander like here, I think. So if I stay there with Randolph, he will get peppered with thrown and shot projectiles. I could use Whirling Death and back off one tile. I could also move somewhere here. He'll still get attacked, probably, unless they find a more enticing target, though. think I'll move here. Right, and let's get Inspiring Presence there. Boric here, I think. .43 only, with 92 melee skill. That's their dodge, I think. Okay, inspire Sven, so move Sven here. Hakon just set up like somewhere here. Be safe. And these newbies just walk like in this direction. And Fahad. Now that is a spot I might be able to take without too much danger, but I think it's probably not worth. I've lost the bone plating as well. It might be fine though, and it is with 3 allies. It does kind of guarantee I get to attack twice. I can rotate maybe with Balduin next round if that's necessary. The more I think about it, I think it's fine. Might be mistaken though. If they all decide to target him, but he has decent armor. Range defense of 1. But full armor and health. Their melee is unable to get to him. For the most part. I think I'll go for it. Let's move Balduin like here or something. Alright, and lastly, Leonhard. Move him like there, perhaps. So he's the one being attacked by the Blade Dancer, unless the Blade Dancer wants to go for a flank. Did indeed want to attack straight away. Randolph is being targeted there. Backliners are being shot at. Oh, you silly nomads and being able to act first. Okay, well, we can run away with these two. Don't need them to participate, really. Randolph as well might actually move away. It's still unnecessary though. I can use the rotation as well. Overall this went pretty well. I think we'll still fight with Randolph, so let's activate this. And engage with this one, perhaps? Though if I move there now, I lose the 3 allies. So let's wait and decide. Okay, now it's time to Blitzkrieg. As well as the other things. Oh, and didn't realize this one hadn't acted. Well, he's there now. So it's very, very crowded for Fahad. We'll see if he's able to hit anything. We can use plenty of nets in this fight, of course. Okay, Hakon probably waits. You also have to see what the Executioner wants to do. Boric wants to miss twice. That means no unstoppable either. Okay, 59 is the highest chance. I guess I go for that. So both of these guys have an armor spec. I might still participate in the fight with both of them. We'll see though. Okay, not the best positioning for Dieter, but still doing fine. Do I want to move there? Currently I am getting the duelist bonus, now that there's only 2 enemies, but that will go away once this guy decides to engage anyway. So I will go there. Alright, so netting, could net the executioner, that should keep Randolph and others safe, and the Blade Dancer also is a target, yes, but first things first. Also net some of these others. I think I will. Maybe 1 net should be enough. Let's go with this one. And after that, do you dare move there? Melee defense of 16 plus 29 parry. Well, 27 it seems. Well, if someone's getting hit, then it should be Vander over Randolph at this point, so I think I might. Slightly weird spot. Kind of throwing him to the wolves a little bit. Yeah, Leonhard obviously cannot hit this Blade Dancer. Not reliably. I guess he waits and sees. Could use the Line Breaker. Actually, a couple of times, can I? Do I have 1 instance of it or multiple? I don't actually remember. No, anyways, wait. Alright, Balduin waits and sees if there's a rotation that he wants to do. Shooting Randolph, okay. Okay, Hakon. Now it makes sense to move here or here. Which one is better? I think probably this one. Though, if I do so, I might actually move Carolus there. Though, if all of the range decides to target him, he is potentially even going to die. Despite being nimble, he only has 55 hit points. So maybe here is better. It also keeps Hakon a bit safer from the action. The targets here are really difficult to hit, but then again, this guy is not easy to hit either. Okay, so we'll do that. Just hold there, I think, instead of trying to move there. Blade Dancer does have the footwork though, so he might decide at some point that he wants to use it. Okay, Tostig. I can use the... yeah, I can use him here. Pretty easily, I think. Carolus, 42, misses. 95, I could... yeah, that seems actually like a good move, I think. Deal with this guy next round. Alright, can I or should I move away from the Blade... well, not away, but dance around the Blade Dancer into this spot? I think it's a good move if I can accomplish it. I could also use the Line Breaker. I already have 3 allies for Hakon, but then again, if I Line Breaker the Blade Dancer, he can't attack twice. So 81. A Line Breaker here, I don't know which spot the Dancer gets pushed. I don't know. I could also activate Indomitable and then try to move there. I can take plenty of Blade Dancer hits though on Leonhard. I think I'll try to move there. 22. Okay, makes it. So now if I use these, is there any point? Don't really see much. Well, there's one point. I could get next to the Desert Stalker, but that leaves the Blade Dancer free to do whatever. However, I can engage with Sven there. That kind of makes sense to me. Okay, let's do it. Line Breaker. And I don't think there's a good rotation to be had at the moment. We might want to rotate one of these guys out of the action semi-soon, but not yet. His flank is a little bit weak. But at least we netted the Executioner. So I think Balduin does nothing. In that case, I don't want to engage with the Executioner. Nor do I want to go for a flank. Do I want to move here by any... for any reason? I don't think so. So I think he just holds there. Yeah, that's a 95. Let's go for one hit there. Leave the rest for Sven. Well done. And engage from this angle. Let's see, Bearded Blade is 47, or I just attacked the Archer? I think I just attacked the Archer. A Randolph, sure. And then... probably waits. I lose out on the Unstoppable, but that's fine. He might want to be rotated out of there. Don't have a target for Carlos. Carlos can move there, perhaps. It's a semi-nasty spot for Randolph. But if he can't handle it, then too bad. Well done for Hard. Okay, so I don't have 3 allies for Hakon, but I can wait, and then I do have that. So I think I will. So move Carlos there. Yeah. Tostig can handle one archer, surely. So is that what I do? It might be what I do. But then I lose out on the 3 allies if I move them. So let's either wait or attack the Blade Dancer. I will wait. And Vander the Netter. Is there any world in which I use Spear Wall in this spot? Don't think there is. So in that case, am I netting anyone else? Currently no. I want to save one for Khalid. We'll see what he does, by the way. He might still prove to be nasty. Okay, get the next net out and don't use it yet. Just wait there. Okay, Carol's here. I want to save this for Dieter, so don't go for it. So just attack there for all the good that it does. Alright, well, it's Dieter on their champion, it seems. Unless I don't actually use the Vanquisher, but I think I will. Nice headshot. Right, Balduin. What I could do is walk here and take some blows, maybe, and then rotate someone else in, like Randolph. But I think I won't. So just wait. And here. Do that. Indom is perhaps unnecessary. So, just attack. Right, that's not good. That's not good either. That's a lot of damage, actually. That was a body shot only, but still. Against Nimble. Breaks free and goes for Deter. Well, that's fine. So far, it's fine. Okay, these newbies need to now, I think, move away. Like I've been saying, Vander dying is fine. Tostig needs to be saved, so we need the net there, but then again, I'm engaged here with the net. Does anyone else have a net? Tostig himself does. So I think we use it from him, probably. Alright, does Fahad want to move there, perhaps? I don't think so. Probably holds. Probably, I'm not sure though. Will I have 3 allies if I stay there? Actually, I think I will move. Alright, so Hakon goes for the 38s. Lucky and not lucky. Alright, well, the net will probably be broken immediately, but that's at least a decent move to make. I could rotate Vander out of trouble, actually. But I could also go for Tostig's aid. Carolus needs to run away now. We'll see if he actually manages to do that. He's not a cultist yet, so despite him being a promised potential background, isn't that big of a deal if he does die. 146 initiative for the Blade Dancer. I do have 9 lives for Vander, it seems, so he can still take a few hits. But I might need a new net on the Blade Dancer to save Tostig. Well, then again, the rotation does just do that. Do that very thing. Somehow Vander is also still confident, despite taking a nasty hit. What is your initiative, Randolph? 63, that's still lower than this. I'll go for the rotation on Vander. I also go for that for Randolph. He can still take some hits. I think I will. We can rotate him out if the need arises. So Vander. I could still net one of these as well, which is what I might want to do. Recovering now is an option as well. So yeah, we might need a net on at least Khalid. But I think the Blade Dancer takes priority. This is too far away from the Blade Dancer, so maybe we move like... well, somewhere. Or I just recover here. There's also the chance the Blade Dancer doesn't even want to break free. I'll just actually recover now. Yeah, he doesn't even break free and also manages to miss somehow. So I've been engaged there, which is not great. Hit by this weapon as well, which is obviously not good. Now they really want Vander to die. Okay. Well, if you're going to kill someone, it should be him. He still has time to live, though. Still has 9 lives, 1 hit point left. I'll take a look at what the chance was to hit Leonhard. If I can find it here. Chance 15. Okay, well, happens occasionally. Okay, just deal with this. Well, Kind of annoying that it took so much. Also, Nomad Executioner, yeah, okay, you can attack twice since you're next to the Inspirer, but... anyways. Okay, Carolus, I think, might want to run away now. But let's wait because of the leverage reasons. At least for Hakon. Well, I'll move like here. Okay, Hakon has saved the day. Nice. Well, let's go for the Executioner here. Alright, seems like no more nets are necessary unless I really want one on college. Which, well, I still might. Alright, you can still fight. Win. Elmer recover or move for Inspiring Presence. Probably Inspiring Presence move. Like here. Alright, Vander, well... if I use the net, then he might still die, so I guess he runs away now. So we'll just deal with Khalid the Scorpion without one. You can engage with these two. And let's use Indom now. And you also can run away. Nice hit. Oh. Yeah, that's part of the reason why you want some melee skill, because they just do that if you don't have it. I think I go for this one in that case. Just deal with his allies. Manages to hit twice there. Well, good for you, buddy. Toastig, catch up to this guy, if you can. Don't have 3 allies anymore, but it doesn't really matter. Let's do that, and let's move away from this, perhaps. Either can solo this champion, I think. Needs one more. And actually, you can handle this as well, but you run away. Bravely relocate. There we are. Well, it seems like some of them might get away here, but it's okay. Goblin pikes are going for it. Okay, pretty clean fight. Okay, I'm feeling generous. Let's let these guys leave. Not like I could perhaps catch up anyway. Hakon has leveled. That is level 11, I believe. So, will he succeed? If he doesn't, I will be sad. The Crown of the Sand King. Seems like a flexible helmet. We have plenty of those, of course. He does succeed. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, nice. 95 melee... Well, let's do this. Nice level, by the way. +4, +3, +5. That is the absolute max rolls. Okay, 31 melee defense, getting -5 from Drunkard. 99 melee skill, getting -5 again. 57 range defense for anticipation. Did not get parry, but that's fine. We'll just roll with that. Okay, so melee defense could be higher, definitely. He also only has flexible available. We might get, like, nimble for him, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Did get berserk. That's nice. So got vicious as the shared perk group out of the realized potential. I think I will go for steel brow. So weapon-wise, if I buy an armor spec, we go with maces, polearms, or cleavers. Cleavers and maces make sense to me, since we have a couple of polearms already. Cleavers especially, since I have a couple of cleavers that I'm not using. A two-handed cleaver, which we talked about in this very episode. This one, the Ancient War Cleaver, which is Friedhelm's weapon. So probably that. But yeah, I probably don't want flexible for him. So it's either Nimble or Battleforged. Nimble is a bit iffy. I mean, he does have the anticipation to help though, as well as the steel brow. And he will eventually get +20 hit points. He also has Fresh and Furious, which I might use. What I will do is plan it on my own time, and then when we come back, I will either have leveled him or we will level him there. I'll leave this episode here to this very nice successful fight and successful realized potential. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.